If you've used Kokum butter before, I don't believe you. All right, if you tell me that, I'm not going to believe you. If you want to know why this butter is one of the best butters I've ever used in combination in like all of my products, lotion, butters, then keep watching so I can go in detail on why this butter is the best butter for you to use. If you're new here, I like to give you as much educational information as I can. So yes, it will be quick, but I also want you to know what I'm talking about. So if that's not what you want, you can skip to just figure out, you know, what everything is, or just keep listening. So what exactly is Kokum butter, right? Kokum butter, I'm going to read it off here. I'm going to put it on the screen. So listen if you're interested. Produced from the trees of Kokum trees, Latin name Garcinia indica. Faint characteristic scent. Kokum butter is naturally a brittle butter that kind of falls apart when you cut it. That is very true because I have Kokum butter, and when I do cut it, it does that brittle thing. The butter can be an awesome emulsifier, thickener in formulations. I would say emulsifier, not so much by itself. You know, it probably helps to thicken it, but I wouldn't say the emulsifier. The fatty acid and triglyceride composition is similar to that of cocoa butter. That is true because I've used both. Traditionally, the seed oil is said to be used in the preparation of liniments, ointments, and suppositories. The butter is best used as an ingredient for easier application. Yes, it is. Not on its own, but when you put it on with other stuff, it goes great. Now that we got that out of the way, why do I use it? Kokum butter is harder than shea butter, but not as hard as cocoa butter. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle. You can find refined and unrefined Kokum butter. There's something about Kokum butter, even when you melt Kokum butter to just make a body butter and you add oil to it, it gives a thick cream texture. Like it has this, you'd have to use it. I think I'm gonna post, I should have a picture of one of mine, but it gives it a nice thick creamy texture when you use Kokum butter. What I will say about it is that, you know, Kokum butter is meant to be blended with other oils, other butters and oils. It doesn't have to be butters. Yeah, I mix mine with other butters because Kokum butter is a pricier butter than the rest of butters. So therefore, when you get it, it's meant for you to take some of it and add it into your formulation. I add it into my lotion formulation. Whew, takes your lotion from here to here. So I add like, what is it, like 10-15%, somewhere around that line, and you get a nice texture lotion from it, right? You can add it in body butters, same 20-25, even less, and you get a nice texture from it. You can mix it with oils. Like it is, you know, shea butter is the thing, and cocoa butter, we don't all know cocoa butter, but something about Kokum butter, the way how it feels when I mix Kokum butter with, let's say, one of my carrier oils, it has like a long lasting effect. It's one of the oils that women can put on during the day, especially in the winter, and it holds in that moisture, like it locks it in, like you're not as dry throughout the day when you use Kokum butter. Kokum butter mixed with Kokum butter mixed with mango butter gives you like a nice butter, but those are hard butters, right? So you want to add an oil. If you want to take it up a notch, go ahead and add like avocado oil. Avocado oil is a heavier oil, so this is for someone who has really dry skin and you know you need something super heavy, like not super heavy, but moisturizing. Those three things together, thank me later. This next one, I know also. So if 10 people watch this, 9 of you haven't used this one. Probably like 9 of you haven't used it. I'm sure that, and if you have, I need you to comment and tell me that you use it, and if you like it. But I just feel like a lot of people don't use it as much as they should. So, and this is Shea Nicoletta. Shea Nicoletta. I've never said that word out loud before. Yeah, so Shea Nicoletta. Shea, I'm saying Shea. It should be Shea Nicoletta. Oh gosh, I need to get it together. Hey, I know you're still watching the video, but if you've made it this far, then you might want to subscribe so you can see my other videos. If not, leave a comment and like while you're watching. But Shea Nicoletta, that's the one. That butter is an East African shea butter. Its origin, well, the one that I get from 3kg. You guys know I'm always shouting out 3kg. Is from Uganda. Yo, when I tell you that shea butter, that Shea Nilotica, is, the texture is luxurious. It is unmatched. And like a pro tip, if you want to make a mousse, you can use Shea Nilotica to do it. That shea butter, you can definitely use that one to make a body mousse. That feels good, and it's one of those butters that, you know how shea butter might be hard? Shea Nilotica isn't that hard. It's not as hard. It is soft. You can scoop it up with your finger and rub it on your skin, and it's also from a nut, so it's not as bad. Like, it's not as hard. It feels good. It is slept on, I think, and I think it's because it costs more than shea butter, but rightfully so. And if you want to experiment and try new things in your formulation, definitely try Shea Nilotica, because when I tell you the texture is nice, and if you don't really like that heavy feeling from shea butter, you can try this and blend it with a lighter oil and see how it works for you. But it feels really good. It's not the same as Ivory shea butter and the yellow one. So with that said, definitely try that butter in your whipped body butters. Like your next whipped body butter formula, try that. And I think I actually need some more myself, because it is that good. I use it in the next butter that I'm going to talk about. That butter is lavender butter. I know it's just like, it sounds strange. Like, you think some people, you can make your own with shea butter, lavender essential oil, and some coloring, right? But lavender butter, like when you go on a website and you purchase lavender butter, just like how you can buy coffee butter and things like that, it kind of make the process a bit easier for you, and you don't have to do that combination. But just to explain to you what lavender butter is. Lavender butter is, the refined butter is a rich blend of lavender essential oil, non-GMO soy butter for a fragrant white butter that is soft with a rich viscosity and smooth texture that melts on contact with your skin, right? So I do buy lavender butter like that. When I purchase it, it kind of reminds me of Shea Nilotica, the texture, and you can just scoop it out and just give it away like that if you're trying to give it out. But for me, for my products, even with just my lavender butter, add some extra oil to that, whatever oil of your choice. I give it give some oil to it, probably add some shea butter or an extra butter to that, whip it up. You have the most luxurious feeling butter that you have ever felt in your entire life. Take it up a notch, add some more essential oil to it. That is going to be a pricey butter, of course. It's not priced as a regular butter, but it feels so good. Like, when I tell you that texture and everything about it is just like breathtaking, definitely try that. And even if you don't want to try lavender butter, there's different type of butter that they make, like I think it's coffee butter. Yeah, there's another butter where they make coffee butter, one of them butter there. But definitely step out on a limb, try it. And even if you don't want to use it 100%, because it is a pricey butter, I'm not going to deny that it's not a cheap butter, but when you use it, you're not using like 100% of it, unless you're going to combine it with another butter. You're just taking certain percentage of it to add into your formulation, to give your formulation a little boost. It's especially if you want to create like a signature butter for your line, maybe like a spring collection, or just something to take it up a notch. It's also one of those oils that you don't have to melt all the way. You can actually just warm the oil that you're going to add to it, warm the butter that you're going to add to it, mix those together, pour it on your lavender butter, and it softens up real quick. You just whip it up and it's going to soften up without it melting completely. If you like the video, if you enjoyed watching this video and you feel like you learned something from it, definitely like the video just to support, or you can drop a comment. And if you feel like you like my channel, you like my videos, you can go ahead and take it a step further and subscribe.